this Memorial Day, we are joined by a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer and author, David Hume Kennerly. We want to say welcome to Good Day Live, sir.
Thank you very much.
You are here today to talk about what I think is going to be an exhibit that draws in thousands to the Newseum in Washington. First of all, I want to pay reference to the fact that you were a photographer in 1971 who paid tribute on assignment in Vietnam to exactly what we're going to see in this latest display. Talk to me about what you remember about that time, David.
Well, it was important for me to go to Vietnam. I was and am a professional photographer. That was the biggest story of my generation, and has pretty well remained in that category. Almost 60,000 of our people, young people, were killed over there fighting the war. In fact, I'm from Oregon. 4 of my classmates were killed before I ever got to Vietnam. So I was driven to go over there to document the story as a professional news photographer. And I'm sitting in the Reporting Vietnam exhibition right now, surrounded by friends and colleagues. It's almost like a reunion of sorts. I know most of the people on the wall here. What you're going to get from this exhibition is a sense of what it was like to cover the war. Some of the tools we use, like they have my camera here, pictures of me and other photographers and correspondence you remember from Morley Safer to Dan Rather and others. And so this is quite an exciting period for me to be able to see this all in one place.
Your images and the images of every photographer that were captured during that time, I think, give us a sense of what our nation was going through, what the world was like. And I feel like today, things are so different today, you know, with where we are technology-wise and how quickly we get things. But back then, I can't imagine what it must have been like for you.
Well, you know, back then it was just what it was. I mean, you couldn't look in the back of your camera and see the photo you took. My film would come down from, if I was out on an operation, try to get the film back to Saigon. They would develop it, maybe radio photo a few pictures out that day. No instant coverage. If people recall seeing the Vietnam War in their living room live, that wasn't happening. I mean, you were seeing film that was shot a day or two earlier. If Vietnam brought the Vietnam War, I mean, if television brought the Vietnam War into your living room, the still photo is what took it right to your heart. And that's what you're going to see in this exhibition. And that's what I think is really important. And forget technology and how fast you can get stuff up. Can you get it right? And we behind the cameras are professional observers. We have integrity. The photos that we show you are real. They're not made up or fixed. That's why there will always be a role for us forever.
Talk to me about the Newseum, because there may be people that aren't familiar with this place you can visit when in Washington, and it sounds to me like this place is truly one of the best stops you need to make.
Well, the Newseum is located right between the U.S. Capitol and the White House. It's convenient. It's a huge facility. They have a Pulitzer Prize photo exhibition. This Reporting Vietnam exhibition just opened and is going to run through the end of September of 2016. But there are tons of different exhibitions here about the First Amendment rights, about freedom of the press, how you get your information, whether through still photos or television. It is a real temple of news reporting and news photography, and everybody should come see it. Our country is founded on the basis of a free press, and this is where you can have a look at that.
Well, I want to say to you, sir, thank you for the work you contributed and for the time that you've given to bringing our nation images that we'll never forget. And thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. Thanks for the service you gave.
And this is an homage to the people who were fighting the wars. We were out there documenting their hard and dangerous work. It's about them, really, not us.
Well, you still deserve a pat on the back for all your hard work. So thank you so much, David.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Super guy.